anyone ever. And I know for a fact that if he's going to go try to play with his brother, Kyle Seager is leaving.
I think there's
known.
The odds that Kyle Seager and Corey Seager play together are so low because, like, say Corey Seager goes to the Yankees, Kyle Seager's not getting picked up there either, too, because they just don't need him. If he goes to the Dodgers, they're definitely not picking him up because they just have so much depth at shortstop and second base. Maybe I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I think this most recent season has definitely helped him out. Kyle Seager had a great year.
Yeah, he did, definitely.
I know that most people had thought he'd kind of fallen off the map, but I think that he's definitely a very good player. But he's just kind of past his prime.
I could see him going to a team like I don't know if the Lions is a little bit extreme, but maybe like the Marlins, like a team that's like, I guess, like on the come up or like on the cusp of being a better team, and him just being like kind of like a veteran who will help that team out. I could see that happening.
I could see both of the brothers going to the Cubs. I think the Cubs need it, and the Cubs can pay them, I think.
Yeah.
So I could see both of them going there, and everybody likes playing at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
The Cubs management is generally pretty kind to players. I think players like playing for the Cubs.
Yeah. They made some good trades this year. I thought a lot of those were going to be bad.
I think a lot of the trades were bad.
They look bad. Like, you looked at it and you're like, oh, it's a pretty bad trade, but then, like, stats-wise, they seemed good.
It might work out for them in a few years, but they would have to make more trades to add on to the trades this year. But if they just leave it at this and don't make any more trades in the off season or in the normal season next year, I think they will remain stagnant. I don't think much will change.
Yeah.
You could definitely see, at least I could see, one of the brothers going to the Brewers. They seem kind of like a hungry team. And they don't have any super special infielders, so I think that they could definitely use help, at least for one of the brothers. Yeah. Granted that Kyle is going to be much, much more cheap than Corey.
There's a lot of other people that could get picked up by the Brewers, too. You guys just want to run through a list and give our takes on where people are going to go, just so we don't spend a bunch of time on talking about free agents? Do you guys want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, what do you guys think about Scherzer? I'm saying Dodgers.
Scherzer can go anywhere. I see, as a San Francisco fan, I can see him going to the Giants.
Okay.
Because they can pay him.
And,
yeah.
He needs to follow the money. That's all I know.
Yeah, I think
Giants have $120 million to spare this year, so so I could just...
Eli, where do you think?
Who?
Where do you think? Scherzer. Where do you think he'll go?
I think Noah's right. I think he's just going to go for the money and try and get a ring. Because he's pretty old, right?
Yeah, he is.
Semyon?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I don't know. I think he kind of falls into the category with Corey Seager. I guess maybe Kyle Seager. He kind of falls into that category of he could get re-signed, but there's also a few other teams that might need help. So I don't know.
I have like 6 or 7 teams he could go to.
Yeah, there's a lot, I think.
Like Rangers, Mariners, Red Sox, Astros, White Sox, I think. Those are the most likely. They can pay him. They're close to a ring.
Who do you think, looking at our list, the Dodgers have a lot of players that are free agents now. Who do you think they're going to pick up?
I think we better pick up Kershaw. That's...
They'll just get pitching. I don't see them getting very many. Or they'll pick re-sign.
Yeah. I mean, Kershaw... I think we'll get Scherzer. I think we might I bet we'd make a run for Jock Peterson.
No, Jock's not coming back.
Jock's not coming back.
I think they'll try. To get him.
They'll try. He won't budge.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't really know what his relationship looks like with him, but I know he wanted a role as a starter, and they didn't give that to him. So I think They let him leave. They let him walk. So I don't know.
I know from an inside source that Jock Peterson definitely. I know that I've been told that he's like kind of missing some of his friends, like because all of his friends are Dodgers. He was there for I believe like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think that if I'm him, I probably feel kind of betrayed by the Dodgers franchise. Yeah. But if he does really want to go back to his teammates, like his kind of buddies, this would be the season to do it before he does get a big contract.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like he might feel like that, but at the same time, I think his departure was like whatever. They were on like good terms as when he left because like they knew what he wanted and they knew they weren't going to give it to him, and instead of just keeping him as like a utility player, they let him go. So I mean, it could be, I guess you could see it as like they have a bad relationship. You could see it as like they have a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of something we don't really know, which I guess is you could say kind of the beauty of it, because then we can kind of pick what we want to see. But it is, I guess we'll see it out in the offseason, and potentially we could see him just come back and sign with the Braves again. So yeah, I mean, just get an extension. So yeah, okay. We'll see.
I have one last free agent, Trevor Story.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
Again, I think he kind of falls in the category with like Corey Seager, Simeon, those guys. Like, there's a lot of places that kind of need infield help right now. So I don't know. I think he could go to a lot of places. That's a big bat too. So
he could go to Boston and play second base.
Yeah, he could. Is he? I don't know. I mean, is he fast? You think he's? I don't know. Yeah, that could be interesting.
I think he'll probably go to the Yankees because I see Correa signing with the Tigers and then Seager going to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So if the Yankees don't get Correa or Seager, they don't want Gleyber Torres.
Yeah,
they hate him. So
I don't think if they don't get Correa or Seager, I don't think getting Story is like they're like settling for anything though. So I think they have three good options right now, and they definitely should get one of those guys.
Yeah,
and if they don't, they better have some big option.
Story, I mean, like, he had a down year. He was an average hitter, like exactly average, 100 WRC plus. But
yeah,
he's also playing in Coors Field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like, which WRC plus accounts for that, but
not totally though.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I mean,
that's the whole stat. Weighted runs created, but it adds in the stadium. So I don't think he's there's Correa and there's Seager and then there's Story. He's significantly worse. Defensively, he's slightly worse. Offensively, judging off this year,
it's Correa, Seager, and then Story. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's move on to this week in the NFL. Cam Newton came back, first of all. Panthers won over the Cardinals. Do you think that Cam Newton coming back is going to keep on helping the Panthers and maybe bounce them back to how they were in Cam Newton's prime? I doubt they'll be that good, but do you think they could be a good team?
Yes and no. I think it was definitely an off week for the Cardinals. That wasn't a game they should have lost. And I don't think Cam Newton's going to consistently play super well. I mean, he didn't really play super well. Like, if
he ran 2 plays, scored 2 touchdowns.
He's not.
But like, that's not super good.
If it was another quarterback that didn't have that, there was no connection with the Panthers, and there wouldn't be any hype around this. It would just be like a player that went in and scored 2 touchdowns.
I think Cam Newton. We can expect him to start though.
If he can learn the playbook, he needs to learn the playbook. Yeah, and I don't think I see him doing anything big with the Panthers this year.
Who's their offense? I don't know who their offensive coordinator now, but it's not the same as when he was there in his prime. So I don't see him coming back to as good as he was, and I don't see him even getting close to as good as he was. He could be a good tool for them, but I
think it'll help them out, and they'll be I think they could win this season with a winning record.
Yeah, I think they're at the beginning of the season. I would have said they're pretty close to being a playoff team, but I mean, they had Chris McCaffrey got hurt.
Yeah.
Kind of disappointing start. So
I think Cam just like even his whole return, like it's really cool that he did score touchdowns, but like I really don't see him going anywhere from now. Like we saw him with the Patriots last year. He did not perform. He did not perform well, and that's why he got kind of kicked out of the NFL. There's a reason he's not backing up somewhere. Like, he just did not play well. So.
Realistically, it's not really. And I think part of the reason that they put him in like at the goal line, like he's a kind of a freak athlete. Like he's huge and he can run the ball well, and he can throw the ball pretty well. So
it's kind of almost a no-brainer at that point. It's if you have a running back who I believe he's like 6'4", like 220 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. He's big.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's big. So
I'm not sure. Yeah, that was maybe less so of like the coach being like, oh, we want to put Cam in the spotlight, and maybe like who's the biggest guy who can handle the ball that's not CMC.
Yeah, I think they also probably just designed 2 plays or like whatever, like 3 plays, 4 plays in the little time they had with him, and that was just all they did. And they knew they were going to do that.
Moving on, Jude, I see here you wrote the 49ers will make the playoffs.
They will?
That is false. They're not going to go undefeated.
No.
How is that false?
How many games do they need to win to make the playoffs right now?
Not that many.
Actually, I could see them doing it. I think it's
the Panthers and the Vikings that they need to pass.
Panthers,
for the
Vikings.
wild card.
I think if
that's very doable.
If Russ and the Seahawks start.
Okay.
Listen. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. If the offense actually starts performing like they should be, because they're a very talented offense. They're a really talented offense. So if they start performing like they should be, and Chris Carson comes back, then the Seahawks might give the 49ers trouble.
The 49ers we saw
make that.
Against the Rams are better than any form of the Seahawks.
Yeah, okay, but the Rams were not. No. Listen,
the
Rams were not good in that game. The Rams didn't play well in that game.
Okay, but the Niners still played very well.
But if Russell Wilson played like he did at the beginning of the year, he played on the Rams, they would have won. Stafford forced like 5 throws.
Yeah, because
so Matthew Stafford lost that game.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm not saying the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs over the 49ers. I'm saying the Seahawks are going to be what limits the 49ers from making the playoffs if Russell Wilson can come back and if that offense can perform. Because all we need to do